Is this a correction? This is not a correction. This is a test. The market's testing us. Are we holding the right bags? Are we overexposed to shitcoins and speculative projects? What if the correction came tomorrow? Would we be protected? That's what the market is testing here. This is not a correction. It's futures closeout week. It's just a drill. But it's a good test. It's a good test to see if we're overexposed, if we have conviction in our bags. So today we're going to look at what's causing the selling pressure. We're going to make sure that our bags are intact. We're going to buy some more altcoins right here live on the show. And we're going to test our game plan to see if we're ready, if and when that correction comes. I'm Crypto Man Run, and I'm here every day, well, every day in the bull market, that's for sure. Every day, 10 a.m. EST. And I am bringing you crypto love, crypto wisdom, and hopefully in 289 days, all of our subscribers and our followers will be able to retire from their crypto profits, because that is what I've set myself as a challenge. My challenge is I have to make sure that all of you can retire in 289 days. It was 300 days, but 11 days have passed, and every day it's getting closer. So all you need to do, especially if you're new here, in fact, yeah, Fred's saying, if you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is CryptoBanter.com. This is the ride of your life. This is the one show that you need to watch every single day at 10 a.m. EST. And you need to hit the like and the subscribe and the bell button. The bell button will tell you when we're coming to you with more content. And today, even later today, we have some huge content for you guys. We have a how to farm tutorial that we're going to do later today, which is something that's going to teach you guys how to farm and make 5,000% yield on certain farms. Also, another reason for you guys to smash the like, smash the subscribe, and smash that bell is because this channel is running the biggest crypto giveaway in the world. If you haven't heard about it yet, where the hell have you been? This is the Banter Bags giveaway. And I know $10,000 doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, this is going to be the biggest crypto giveaway in the entire world. Why do I say that? Because this is not about the $10,000. We have taken that $10,000 and we keep securing bags of pre-market gems for you, our community. Yeah, we keep securing those pre-market allocations that you can't get your hands onto. We've secured them for you. So yesterday we secured you a bag of ARs. Remember that project that was on the show yesterday? There is $1,000 worth of ARs now in the Banter bags. We have secured Unmarshal, another 1,000x gems. And that one is in the Banter bags. And in fact, speaking of Unmarshal, tomorrow, Unmarshal is coming on the show. That's a big one, guys. That's huge. To me, Unmarshal, huge competitor to the graph. And we're going to get the guys on tomorrow, and you're going to find out why I'm so bullish about this project. And let me tell you, I haven't been this excited about a project in a long time. And in fact, after Unmarshal, there is one more that I'm as excited about. I don't want to give away too much, but they're creating alerts on the Ethereum platform, which is a huge need. So very excited about that. Very excited about Unmarshal. Don't forget, I've also got us a bag of Split. So I got you guys $1,000 pre-sale allocation of Split. And again, that's another one that's going to do 100x. So far, got those 3 bags confirmed. Paid for them, confirmed. You can go and see the Ethereum transactions on the blockchain. We will publish the address for those of you who haven't seen it. But this is going to be the biggest giveaway in crypto history. What do you have to do? Nothing. Like, subscribe, bell, share, comment. Every time you do that, it gets you another entry into the competition. When we get to 250,000 subscribers, and I'm starting to get pretty worried because I want time for the bags to grow. And the problem is that we're getting subscribers so quickly now that I don't think we're going to get the 100 days that I want to grow these bags for you guys into $2 million. But hopefully we'll get to $2 million with your help. Again, all you need to do, comment. Just comment, share, like, subscribe. Let's get on with the show. So Fred, what's happening today on the show? Aha, so Fred says, okay, first of all, first of all, we have a new chartist on the show. Okay, this guy's a beast. This guy gave me 3 calls before the weekend, and every single one of his calls went up over 70%. So a beast, super excited about his charting. And he's bringing in a new methodology to charting. So instead of just making calls, he is going to show us a whole lot of other ways, long-term calls, short-term calls. I want to show you something that's kind of worrying me, and because it's from someone that I kind of trust. So I want to share my screen with you guys. Tell me what you think about this tweet over here from our friend MDX Crypto. Let's quickly share that screen with you guys. So our friend MDX Crypto says, let me stop that screen share and let me add on this one. Let's look at that screen over there. So what do you think of this tweet? This is a tweet from MDX Crypto. We love and we trust MDX Crypto on the show. And he says, we have a 70% chance of getting this breakdown. He says if we go up to 58,300, he'll be shorting this all the way down to 50,000. Now, I'm not sure I believe that, but let's talk to our master chartist, and his name is Sheldon. He's going to be on the show later today. Also, later today, the smartest guys in the room. These are the guys from Luna. Now, you know that I've been calling Luna for a long time. In fact, from 50 cents I've been calling Luna, and now Luna is on 20 bucks, 18 bucks, 19 bucks. And today we're going to find out why. We've got Dokwan. He's coming on all the way from Korea. So yeah, lots of things happening. Fred, what else? What else is happening here today? Okay, Fred says more and more calls. Let's see what else we've got on today. Aha, we're going to talk about the correction. Fred, really talk about the correction. I mean, is this actually the correction? Like, do we call this what we have been seeing a correction? Yeah, Bitcoin's gone from 60,000 to 53,800. And that all happened yesterday when Jerome Powell started talking about Bitcoin again. And let's listen to what he said, and then we'll analyze what he said, and then we'll see whether we should actually be worried or not. So, Fred, let's listen to what Jerome Powell said.
Crypto assets, they're highly volatile, see Bitcoin, and therefore not really useful as a store of value, and they're not backed by anything. They're more of an asset for speculation. So they're also not particularly in use as a means of payment. It's more a speculative asset that's essentially a substitute for gold rather than for the dollar.
Okay, so when I hear that, it sounds like he's out of ideas. It sounds like he's scared. Like Jerome Powell is super scared. You can see it. He's sweating. In fact, look at this. This is Jerome Powell when he thinks about Bitcoin. And the criticism that he has is, I mean, really not as, guys, we've moved beyond the payment mechanism. We've moved beyond it's not backed by anything. That's 2017 criticism. So when I hear Jerome Powell talking, you know what I hear? This is what I hear.
Crypto assets, they're highly volatile, see Bitcoin, and therefore not really useful as a store of value, and they're not backed by anything. They're more of an asset for speculation. So they're also not particularly in use as a means of payment. It's more a speculative asset that's essentially a substitute for gold rather than for the dollar.
You see, that's what he's saying. I think that he is now stressing because he can see that people are moving into Bitcoin from the US dollar. And no wonder we're doing that, because they're talking about another $3 trillion stimulus plan. Imagine being the head of the Fed and knowing that you have to protect the US dollar, but also that Joe Biden is in office now and they're talking about another $3 trillion of spending. That is on the background of the money chart, the money printing chart. Fred, call up that money printing chart again. Look at that. That's the money in the number of US dollars in circulation since 1990. Look what happened in the last year. And that is before the last stimulus and before this $3 trillion stimulus that the guys are talking about. If you're talking about a $3 trillion stimulus, of course Jerome Powell's scared. Of course Jerome Powell's going to tell us, look, it's speculative, and he knows they can't stop it. So he knows there's another $3 trillion stimulus plan coming. They are absolutely screwed. And I've said this to you guys before. The US is drunk on stimulus. You know when you go to a nightclub and you get drunk and you think to yourself, am I going to go home now? No, you're going to keep drinking and keep drinking and keep drinking. That's what's happening right now with stimulus. The economy in the US is messed. The man on the street hasn't had an income for a year. He is making money out of the markets or out of investing. or out of the government grants, or out of both, taking the government grants, the stimulus checks, and investing in the markets and reaping those rewards. And there's no way that the US can bring this back under control. So fundamentally, I'm not changing my view on Bitcoin. Fundamentally, when these dips happen, I'm pretty relaxed. Like, I got to be honest, like, I'm pretty relaxed. When I look at Fred, I mean, Fred's pretty relaxed. He looks pretty relaxed. And if you're not relaxed, you should be asking yourself why it is that you're not relaxed when these dips are coming. The answer will probably lie in what we spoke about yesterday. Are you overexposed? Are you overexposed to non-network gems? Have you maybe moved out of your rule zone and actually started to put money into speculative projects out of your HODL portfolio? Because if you've been doing that, then of course, when you get a 10% correction, it's not even a correction, a 10% pullback in Bitcoin, you will be stressed. And that's why I said to you guys that I think the market is actually testing you. What is this test? Who knows? I mean, it's futures closeout week, and there's tons of theories about what happens on futures closeout weeks. And if you want to go listen to those theories, go to Cryptos Are Us. You'll get George. You know, the guy that comes on every morning and goes, "Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. My name is George. We're all George." Every time I listen to him, I look in the mirror, I think, am I George or am I Run? I love the guy. I watch him. I watch his theories about why F2 Pool is selling. I don't really care why F2 Pool is selling. People are entitled to sell as much as they want. But during futures closeout week, sometimes he catches on the flows of stuff. So go back to him. Just a heads up, when he says, you know, "Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. My name is George. We're all George." Look in the mirror and confirm that you're not exactly George. Because I went to my wife and I said to her, "I'm George." And she looked at me and she's like, "No, you're not George." She said, I said to her, "But George said we're all George." And she said, "No, you're not George. You're Run." So let's carry on with the show. I don't know why the prices are going down. Could be possibly because the futures close out. It happens every time there's a futures close out. All I'm saying to you is fundamentally nothing's changed. Fundamentally, there is a stimulus plan coming out, a $3 trillion stimulus plan. May or may not be approved. Who cares? The government is printing money. The US government is screwed. And Bitcoin has the network effect. And if you listened to the show yesterday, you'll realize that if your portfolio looks something like my portfolio, and let's look at what my portfolio looks like. 50% of my money is sitting in my HODL portfolio. In my HODL portfolio is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Cardano, and DOT, and US dollars. And it's a one-way bank. Like, money goes in there. Every time I make profits, I put money into the HODL portfolio. Money never flows out. Ever flows out. Fred, let's go back there. Let's look at it again. 35% of my money is sitting in network effect gems. What happens to these network effect gems when the market goes down? Let's have a look and see what's happening to my network effect gems when the market is going down. The truth is, nothing. Let's have a look here. So that is the Arweave chart. Nearly at all-time highs, $22. Remember, we've been calling this at since about $1. Okay. Pullbacks don't stop network effects. So when these network effects, when these pullbacks happen, I always look at the fundamentals and say, what's happened to the network effects? Has anything fundamentally changed with the network effects? And if the answer is no, then either I buy the dip or I just hold. And that's really the definition of diamond hands. I've got diamond hands because my portfolio is full of network effect gems. So, Fred, let's call up my portfolio again. 50% of my portfolio, Bitcoin, Ethereum, DOT, Cardano, Link. 35% of my portfolio. Let's call up some of the gems in our portfolio. So, Luna, Arweave, Uniswap, SushiSwap. I'm not a big holder of Filecoin. I must say, I think Filecoin is very overvalued. Started to fill up my bags with Theta. Let's look at some of the other ones in my bags. All these guys have all got network effects. So when the corrections happened, when the pullbacks happened, like today, because Jerome Powell opened his mouth and tried to scare the whole world into buying dollars again, am I stressed? No. Let's look at why. Arweave. Let's look at what's happening on the actual network. Okay? That is the size of the Weave chart. Look at the exponential growth in adoption of Arweave. So Put the price aside. Put the bullshit aside. Put the price aside. Put the speculation aside. And let's look only at the fundamentals. When I look at the fundamentals, what do I see here? I see an exponential, parabolic, crazy growth in the network. 6.37 terabits of data on the Arweave blockchain. And look how fast it's growing. Okay? That is what you call real world adoption. And I don't think that the price of Arweave has followed it. Yes, look, that is the price of Arweave. And it has gone up slightly, of course it has. But Arweave is not listed on a tier 1 exchange yet. There's no Binance listing, there's no Coinbase listing. All the team have been focused on is adoption. And look what they've done when it comes to adoption. These guys aren't messing around. Exponential. I mean, if this chart grew any quicker, it would actually go backwards. That's how exponential this chart is in terms of growth and in terms of adoption. So this is one that I'm buying with my eyes closed. Market cap of, I don't know, what's the latest market cap? Under $1 billion? Buy. Another one which I'm buying, Luna. Luna's going to the moon. And today I've got Do Kwon coming into the studio all the way from Korea. The guy's dialing in. And we're going to ask them what's going on and why the coin's going parabolic. Get an idea of the adoption of the Luna coin. You know what else I'm buying? This one's going to surprise you. Well, maybe not. I'm buying Ethereum. I'm going all in on Ethereum. Yeah. Why? Well, very simple. Look at the price of ETH in the last 2 months. Look at what the price of ETH has done in the last 2 months. It's pretty much stagnant. This is on the background of every single fundamental metric in ETH going absolutely crazy. I mean, let's look at some of the actual fundamentals on ETH. So first of all, there are almost 10 million Ethereum, which is about $20 billion locked in DeFi. Okay? $20 billion of Ethereum locked in DeFi currently. So DeFi has really taken off. There are, 3.5 million Ethereum now locked in ETH 2.0 deposit contracts. They're not coming back to the market anytime soon. So some of it's staked in the validator nodes. Some of the Ethereum is staked in DeFi. There's the NFT explosion. Guys, people that want cool shit, limited edition shit, are not worried about whether the Fed is going to expand the money supply or not, and whether the smart contracts work or whether they don't. They just want limited edition cool shit. And look at the growth in NFTs. Fred, let's go back and look at the growth of NFTs. That's what it looks like. So what we can actually say is we can say that the real growth of Ethereum or NFTs only started this year in January. And it's growing exponentially, just like the Arweave chart. And these NFTs, like it or not, are going to power Ethereum. People are not going to stop buying NFTs because the Ethereum smart contract platform is too slow or because the gas fees are too high. When you want a limited edition cool thing, like a basketball memoir or something like that, you are going to carry on doing it. And the adoption of NFTs isn't going to stop. So DeFi plus total ETH locked in ETH2 staking plus NFTs plus Ethereum moving off exchanges. So no more short-term supply of Ethereum. Let's have a look at that. I hope it's just a cough. Okay, so let's look at that. The blue line. That's the blue line that represents ETH moving off exchanges relative to the price. The exchange ETH is on an all-time low. Guys, do you see any reason not to be buying Ethereum? I'm going all in. I'm waiting for the dips, and every time there's a dip, I'm going all in on ETH. It's conservative. It's not a degen type of coin, but I think it's the easiest money at the moment. So feel free to follow me. In fact, let's see if our charting master, Sheldon, now guys, I told you about this charting master. He's not one of our regulars. He's not one of these big profile guys. He's not one of these guys that have got hundreds and thousands of followers. But this guy is accurate, and he applies a different approach to charting. And today I'm going to ask him a whole lot of questions. I think one of the first questions I'm going to ask him is, should I buy Rev? I like the project. Not sure if it's a good time to get in. Should I be buying TVK? And then we'll even ask him about Luna and see what he says about that. Let's get him on the show immediately. Ooh, Kusama. Yeah, let's see if we should be buying Kusama. So, Sheldon, welcome, my friend.
How are you? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I see a bit of echo.
Oh, there's an echo. Let me switch off the echo. 1 second. The echo comes from our side. There we go. Cancel the echo. You should be able to hear me a lot better now, right?
Much better. How's things
All
going?
right,
Good.
Sheldon, you told me
Yes.
that you're going to come on the show, and you're not just going to show us one chart. You're kind of going to look at time frames and tell us what we should be buying over different time frames.
Awesome. No problem. So I got a few there. I'm not sure if you want me to jump into them straight away and we can go through them.
Before we get there, are you worried about this Bitcoin correction? When you look at what's going on in the market, when you look at the charts, are you concerned about the Bitcoin correction?
No, not actually. So no, I'm definitely not. One thing we must understand is people sort of have this mindset at the moment that we need to be, it's simple, we need to be buying the red, selling the green, but it kind of works in the opposite at the moment. People are sort of buying the green and they're selling the red, where it's actually, this is opportunity. This is massive opportunity for us to be getting in at the moment. So I'll go through exactly why and the sorts of levels. After these little corrections, we must understand the price doesn't just jump back straight away. Confidence needs to build in the market a bit. So a little bit of accumulation, a little bit of sideways, but we are key levels for us to have a look at. I got some warning signs for us, and I have extremely bullish signs for us that we can basically prep for both and always make sure. We need to understand a lot of growth. Bitcoin came from $3,000 last year, and look where we're sitting now. So we need to understand that there's been a lot of growth, and we need to always just be sort of protecting as well, understanding what's good, what's bad, and sort of have a good picture of both sort of scenarios.
All right, share your screen with us. Guys, while Sheldon is sharing his screen, I'm reminding you to smash the like, smash the subscribe, because there's the Banter Bags giveaway. Every time you smash the like, every time you smash the subscribe, every time you share, every time you make a comment, you get entered into the Banter Bags giveaway. And again, I said to you, I think this giveaway is going to be a $2 million giveaway by the time I'm finished investing these bags into pre-market gems. Sheldon, are you finding your share screen button there at the bottom of the screen?
Can you see the screen?
Yes,
can you see the charts?
Yes.
Perfect.
Can you, Sheldon, can you zoom in a little bit? Can you increase the view? Just
of the actual.
There we go. No, that's fine.
Is it better?
Yeah, just go back to the chart. Yeah, and then just if you can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, just because our viewers can see exactly what we're looking at. All right, what are we looking at?
Okay, cool. Awesome. So first warning sign, obviously, we must understand, and I'm going to be giving some tips away today to sort of help us looking at, but this was healthy. End of the day, what we did was Bitcoin had a strong rally up, and we had these previous resistances, which now have not yet become support. And that's sort of the reason why I see Bitcoin looking good. I do see another smaller correction, though, coming back down into the sort of zones. What I'm sort of seeing at the moment is, and this is what lovely with this is, obviously we use very much off of support resistance, tracking momentum. If we're going to keep momentum going to the upward side, we need to keep that momentum. So it's very important for us to be tracking that momentum as we're moving up. We can see the clear momentum that we've been making up in Bitcoin. The problem was we had the high at that point, and we had very strong bearish divergence, which then obviously caused us, showing us that yes, we were getting, the price was moving too quickly. And this is why we sort of had to have this bit of pullback. But in my eyes, this is a massive buying opportunity for us to be getting in. So with Bitcoin, sorry, I see that jumped over there. There we go. Okay, so with Bitcoin, what we expect it to do is basically pull back down into the 50,000 to the 50,000, 52,700 sort of mark. So this is where I'm seeing Bitcoin come through down. But there's always another scenario that can play out. And this is what the beautiful part of tracking the momentum down as well. So you can see clearly that when we are charting and when we're trading these coins, we track in the bottom momentum to make sure that this is my sort of alarm bell that we are moving in this momentum, but we need to keep this momentum. And as soon as we stop keeping that momentum is when we can sort of have a drop at any point, and it's usually key warning signs for us to be getting out the market. For now, this was an absolute very healthy correction to the downward side. So what I am seeing with Bitcoin is we have not come and test these supports yet on the 8 hour. This zone over here, we nearly made it to the zone last night. We just did not get low enough just yet. So for us, we are definitely thinking that Bitcoin is coming back down into this zone, then a strong push, a break of resistance, a higher high. Remember the importance. This is when Bitcoin was already warning us that a correction was coming. We had a high point there. remember, in the market, we need to continue making higher highs and higher lows. It's just simple understanding that if we're keeping momentum, we need to keep momentum. So the fact that we did not get a higher high, the second point trying up, already gave us a good warning sign that we are going to be making our ways down. And you can see here clearly is that we had a high, a lower high, we had a low, and now we've made a lower low. So for now, Bitcoin is trending down in a channel, going down into that sort of side. So what we're looking at is, this is where I like to now jump back, go take previous data, go have a look at where's the previous supports, and we have not yet come and tested the support just yet. Let me just erase those lines so it looks a bit clearer. So this is exactly what we're looking at Bitcoin. So we're looking for a pullback to come and test the zone, come test these support zones again, because sometimes the price moves too quickly and not all the liquidity was captured at the right sort of points. So they like to bring the price back down to those zones, get the rest of the buyers in, and now it's time for next sort of level. It's a simple understanding of drawing these flags, especially in a bullish market, and I'll go through that just to help you guys sort of understand what's key sort of levels that we should hold. Now, the only thing that could change is obviously if Bitcoin breaks through that resistance. We break through that resistance, we get a higher high. Now it's starting to show us that we're starting to get a strong reversal. So the simplicity of just understanding what's a higher high, a lower low, and just understanding that we need to be continuing, because right now it's trailing downwards. It's not giving us the 100% sign that it has recovered just yet, and we are shooting just upwards. But now what I'm able to do is basically narrow my trade down to make a decision for me, to say that we are now bringing this down. I got my support, I got my resistance. I'm getting to a point where it's going to have to make a decision for me. And what's lovely about this strategy is it gets us in early on the points if it breaks out strongly. And if we break the resistance points, it gives us an early warning sign that we are coming down to the next support levels. Now, the next ones, obviously, so what's very key with Bitcoin is we're looking at basically between the 50,000 and the 52,700 sort of region. But what's next is if we don't hold those levels, the next main support levels, which we have not tested just yet, is basically down in these zones. So what's nice about this?
We can't see what that zone is because the writing is very small. You're talking about 45,000.
Yeah, if we do not hold 50, I'll probably say 49 to 50,000, because the problem is there's the higher low. We do not want to get lower than those zones. So I would probably say that main support for Bitcoin is definitely between the 47 and the 46,000 region. We don't want to be going lower than that. Otherwise, we can be getting all the way back down to these regions, which is between the 40,000 and the 36,000 sort of zone, which is not impossible. So it's definitely, yeah, it's not impossible. So it's just about knowing where is the alarm bells. What are the sort of things that we need to be holding? We need to keep this momentum. We should not lose this momentum now. Otherwise, we are going to have a big higher time correction for the guys to stock up again for the next sort of move upwards to the next side.
Okay, let's look at the altcoin dominance chart, because that kind of shows us, or the Bitcoin dominance chart, to show us whether we are in alt season.
Okay, so what's very exciting, obviously, is we've been tracking down, and this is why I'm probably sure a lot of the guys that have been trying to do a lot of daily trades, it's been quite difficult, because we have three sort of stages in the market. We have the falling stage, and this can happen on any chart, not just the dominance. We have the accumulation stage, and we have the strong push up sort of stage. Now, dominance has been hovering now in this sort of accumulating sort of, and this is why the short-term trades have been very tough, because one day it's Bitcoin's turn, one day it's the altcoins. We haven't had the clear direction on where we're moving. But what's obviously very exciting is tracking that support. There we go. Okay, cool. Let me see if I can make this bigger, if that's better for you guys. Okay, so now tracking that support, for the first time now, we are breaking that main support, which is really a good sign for the dominance to be coming downwards. And we got a good sign that Bitcoin, we're looking for that strong push to the upward side. Now, it will be an ultimate dream if we can just have Bitcoin push through that $60,000, break its way up, and have the dominance collapse completely. If we can have that, we are going to have an altcoin season like we've never seen before. So the main sort of...
That's better than a wet dream. I mean, that's better than a wet dream.
That's insane. And it's happened before. What's happened over here? And that's exactly when we had the killer sort of alt season, the 2017 run, is that. And that's what I sort of see. And that's sort of, we drop a level, we are coming down hard. Now, the three main levels that I'm basically looking at over here, let me just track this back there, is so I'm calling between 57, well, call it 58 to the 60% sort of region, is the support at the moment. If we drop that level, easily coming down to the 50 to the 48. So we can look at a possible 18 to a 20% drop in the dominance, which is huge. We're sitting with Bitcoin, sitting with over $1 trillion in the market at the moment. Take 20% of that and put that into the alts. Okay. We're going to have...
Hold on, I just want to stop. I have to stop you there.
No problem.
Do you understand what that means? It means that if the dominance falls by 20% from here on Bitcoin, with institutional money around, with Bitcoin at $1 trillion plus market cap, we are going to see an alt season that is going to be, I don't even think I can imagine it. I don't think that I can imagine the runs that we're going to get if that happens. And you're saying, if you look at those charts, you're saying there is a possibility that if Bitcoin breaks down below this close level that we're nearly at, that we're going straight down to there.
Definitely, and quickly, in my opinion. It's going to go quite quick. The reason why we are taking time in the zone is we are fighting all the support levels at these zones here. That's all that's holding it there. We get through these levels and we have a drop through into these levels. What next supports do we have? Is the ones that are all the way down to these sort of zones. So just me off of charting a lot and experiencing a lot off of charting and actual trading, when we don't have these levels, the price, it usually drops very quickly into those sort of zones. Now you're talking $200 billion, $300 billion entering the alts. Now, what's that going to do for a lot of the alts? It's going to send them to the moon. So it's very exciting. Now, the only thing is...
We're repeating 2017, where in the last days of the bull market, alts went up 10x. We are seeing that all over again.
Exactly, 100%. And that's going to be the early warning sign. This is going to be the early warning sign for us too, because we have been making lows. So you can see we've hit one low there. Let me just jump to the 8 hour, make it a bit bigger for you guys. We can see here that we've hit that main low and we've never gone lower than that before. That's support, guys. If we drop that low, we are coming down to the levels and we have them between the 56 and the 59 is our next major supports. We drop that, we're then obviously flying. Now, the obvious difference is now is if Bitcoin rallies up, is it going to need the support of the alts? That's the question. Is there new money that's continuously entering the market? Is there going to be enough to continue Bitcoin's growth and have all the alts go berserk? Is that enough? So that's where we're sort of sitting is if we bounce at the zone and Bitcoin decides to now rally up to the 70, 80,000, $100,000, is it going to take money away from the alts? Or are we going to have the complete dropping? So we are sitting at a very crucial stage with dominance now where it needs to make a decision for us to know now, should we be shifting it back into Bitcoin? Should we be sitting back? Or because we've seen it before. All of this rally over here is what took Bitcoin to get through from the 10,000 all the way now to where we're sitting now. So it took all of that work to get through the previous all-time highs, to get all the momentum that we have now caught. Now, is it going to need that again? Or is there enough news? Is there enough public that are interested to now have both, the best of both worlds? Because if we can have the drop and Bitcoin rallies, we're going to make some really good money.
All right, I have got Do-Kwon with me from Terra Luna, but I do want to give you, I do want to look at some of your altcoin calls. So before, let's do one or two altcoin calls. Do, I see you. I'm coming to you, my friend. I'll be a few more minutes with these guys because there's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm right here. Okay, Sheldon, what are you looking at? Give me your best picks and tell me your time frames, because this is where I got interested, where you said to me, look, I'm not going to give you calls. I'm actually going to give you time frames.
Cool. Awesome. So what we're looking at, TVK. Guys, this is one you need to be adding to your portfolio and adding now. So we're just above buy zone. So same thing, small correction Bitcoin in the zone. And what's lovely is we have a nice resistance to track. So in the zone between the 61 cents to 70 cents is a massive buy for this coin. Big in the NFT space, virtual gaming, all of the thing that's really big news on this coin. And what's nice is we are catching this on a beautiful support test over here. So buying this coin is really good at the zone, in the zone. I do believe it's going to take a few days in the zone, so until the end of the week or so. But in the next week after, the growth is tremendous. And we are looking at this coin getting all the way to the $1.8 to the $2.1 coming through in the next month. So having a look percentage-wise.
You're saying it's there's over 100% in this coin? Definitely.
As a minimum. I'm expecting more, but definitely our main target is 178 to 230%.
Okay, now is this your
percent of this coin? 240%.
You mentioned that you got a short-term, a medium-term, and a long-term time frame. What's the time frame of this chart, of this trade?
A monthly hold. I'd say a month to a 6-week hold. So 4 weeks to a 6-week hold on this coin is good. Guys, remember, the problem is we're on choppy stage. So short-term trades, I'm not trading short-term right now. I'm holding these. What has made us all the money so far is holding these coins and just getting the perfect entry. So that's the main thing.
Let's go for one more because I've got to get Do Kwon on the line. It's very late in Korea.
No problem. No
What is
problem.
the
No
next one
problem.
and what's the time frame?
VTHO, 8-hour as well. This one is now tracking down. Let me just see which one's best for you. I thought I was going to have a few more.
We had lunch, we had dinner before the weekend, and you told me to buy VTHO, and I didn't listen to you. I said it's too much of a big cap for me, and it went up 77%. It went up 77% since you told me to.
It actually went 100% that day. That next day, a full 100. That was this full run that we had over there. That full push up over there. So what we're seeing, one more leg from VTHO. So a nice little pullback into the zone. So the buys for 1.4 cents to 1.6 cents is a strong buy for me for VTHO to take us to the 3.8 to the 4.7 cents sort of region. So this, same thing, guys. Get that perfect entry. Hold this coin 150 to 200% from VTHO. And the reason why I'm saying this, it's a utility to vet. What happened to T-Fuel to Theta? Exactly that. These utility tokens, when those coins are moving, they are doing 3 times more. So VTHO is a huge one for us to be stocking up as well.
Okay. Listen, this is amazing. Listen, the chat's going mad. The guys are saying get Sheldon back here. So we'll get Sheldon back. We'll get Sheldon back as soon as possible. Also, Sheldon, if you have calls, don't wait for us to call you. Phone me. Phone Fred. Tell us that I've got calls. I want to go live. I
got many.
Right. So we'll get you back. In fact, tell us in the comments if we should get Sheldon back. If you want him back, we'll get Sheldon back. We can even get him back tomorrow if you guys want. What do you say? Oh, so Bruno's asking, what's this guy's name and channel? This is an uncut gem that we found for you. He doesn't even have a channel yet. So this is our man. Sheldon's our man. We're going to build him into a superstar because he is the smartest chartist out there. I'm telling you, this guy is the #1 guy out there. Understated, humble, hasn't been around, but this is the man. This is the man. Sheldon, we'll see you again tomorrow, my friend, with some more calls.
Appreciate it. Love the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. How was that? I mean, come on. Have you ever seen a chartist like that? I haven't seen a chartist like that. And have you ever seen a chart like this one? Have you ever seen a chart like this one that I'm about to show you? Have a look at this. You ever seen a chart like this? This is what you call real network effects. When a token goes absolutely parabolic, but goes parabolic not because of speculation and price action, but actually goes parabolic because of real world adoption. And this, of course, is the Luna token, or the Terra Luna token. So today, all the way from Korea, late at night, I've got Do, my friend. How are you?
Hi, Ben. It's been a while. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you as well.
It's been a while, but you guys have been making waves this while. And I see the price has followed what you guys are doing.
Yeah, it's we've launched a couple of products in the meanwhile. We have some interesting numbers coming from the things that we have live. So it's a good time to be working on Terra at the moment.
Great. So let's go back, start from the beginning with, we've got a lot of our community that have been here for a while, but some of the community are brand new. They don't know anything about Terra, Luna, and then Mirror protocol, and then the new protocol, which I think is Anchor protocol. So just walk us through quickly what the vision is and how these things all work together.
Yeah, so Terra is an algorithmic stablecoin. So where we have stablecoins that are pegged to different fiat currencies like USD, KRW, Thai baht, and so on and so forth. And then the main mission of the different projects that are built on top of the Terra protocol is to enhance the utility of this money such that it is the easiest to spend, save, and hold.
Okay. Yeah. And let's talk about the actual people using it as money before we get into the protocol, because we will get into the protocols in a second. But one of the main usages of this is actually people using it as money. And from what I understand, from an adoption point of view, you guys have got huge adoption of people using this as money. Talk to us about the adoption numbers.
Sure. So there's largely 3 different segments of projects that are building on top of Terra. So the first is payments. So we founded an e-wallet in Korea about 20 months ago called Chai. And this wallet is currently being used about 2.5, 2.6 million users in Korea, so roughly about 5% of the population. And then doing about a billion, 1.5 billion, 1.6 billion in annualized transaction volume. So the main channels by which users come in contact with these payments methods is through 40 to 45 of the largest e-commerce retailers in the country. So it runs a pretty wide gamut from general purpose e-commerce to grocery delivery, food delivery, movie theaters, and convenience stores, and so on. We also have another payments gateway in Mongolia that's a little bit smaller, but still being used by lots of people in the capital city. And we also have different protocols, like for example, Mirror protocol for investments. So it's kind of like the ability to invest into tokens that track the price of Apple stock, Tesla stock, various different types of commodities using.
So synthetic assets. So effectively, you've created a synthetics protocol, which is what you've called Mirror protocol, and you allow people to invest in really any asset. But right now, people are utilizing it for equity type assets, and they're doing this by using the main currency to correct this, which is why we're getting more usage of the protocol, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So for Mirror protocol, like it's been about 3.5 months since we launched it, and today we're seeing about 1.3, $1.4 billion in TVL for the protocol across Ethereum and Terra, and there's another 200 million or so in TVL locked up in Binance Smart Chain. And then we're seeing daily transaction volume of, let's say, 70 million USD per day. So, these are smaller ticket sizes by users that are sort of not native to DeFi. So there's a lot of users interacting with the protocol to gain price exposure to US equities.
Okay, now tell me about the new protocol, which is Anchor protocol. I read that you guys raised money for this, and it seems that you guys launched this Anchor protocol about a week ago. Tell us about Anchor protocol and how this works.
Yeah, so Anchor is our answer to savings. So basically, if you look at what's happening in DeFi, there's a lot of interesting yield farming opportunities and various different things, but it's really not suitable as a medium of savings. So when people are looking to save money, they're looking at things like for stability and attractive yields, which DeFi doesn't currently provide. So Anchor is a fixed income product built on top of the Terra blockchain, whereby you can get a 20% annualized yield by putting Terra USD into a smart contract.
Okay, but I was taught when something sounds too good to be true, it usually is too good to be true. Like if I go to Chase Bank in Manhattan and I deposit my USD, I get 0.0001%. And you guys are saying on the same USD, wrap them up, make them Terra USD or USDT, and you're going to get 20% per annum. Explain to me, where's the catch?
Sure. So the difference between, like the savings rate that you can get in the real world is that it's sort of manipulated such that the yields converge close to zero, because the source of the yield is basically the agent that has the ability to print as much money as possible. And then they're incentivized to print money in order to encourage consumer spending. So it's one of the downfalls of a consumption-driven economy. Right. But if you look at what's happening in blockchain, the base layer monetary policies, i.e. the staking yields across multiple different blockchains, are not political. They're not manipulative of token supply. They have a fixed monetary policy whereby people that are securing the network through staking assets are earning block rewards through inflation. So basically the core intuition is that the protocol works very similar to, let's say, Compound or Aave, but instead of locking up, let's say, tokens that have cash flow like Ethereum or BAT in collateral to be able to borrow stablecoins, the protocol actually facilitates borrowing based on your proof of stake tokens. And then it basically puts those proof of stake tokens to work in order to generate yield for the lender. So basically the end result is, whenever you deposit stablecoins into a smart contract, the system, facilitates the entry into staking positions across multiple different blockchains, and then the steady accrual of tokens as block rewards to each of those positions gets converted to the lender in the form of a stable yield.
Okay, so explain to me how the listed Luna token benefits from the Anchor protocol.
Sure. So in a couple of different ways. So I would say the principal reason why Anchor is a valuable addition to the Terra protocol is because Luna's value is directly tied to the adoption of Terra USD. So in order to mint $1 worth of Terra, you need to burn $1 worth of Luna, which means that as more money gets locked up into facilitate payments, to be able to invest into different asset classes, to be able to put into deposits so that people can earn savings yield, all of that leads to more and more Luna being burned, which is why you are seeing almost an identical chart in terms of Luna's recent price rise with the growth of Terra's market cap over the last 3 months.
So to slow you down for a second, does that mean that if I want to mint UST, so if I've got $1 million of US dollars and I go and mint $1 million worth of UST, which I'm going to deposit on the Anchor protocol to deposit at a 20% yield, not only will I get the 20% yield, but if I'm a holder of Luna, the price of Luna should theoretically go up because you're going to need to burn $1 million worth of Luna.
Certainly, yes.
Wow. Okay, so the best trade here is buy all the Luna and then invest all your money, invest a whole lot of other money into Anchor protocol, and you create your own rise of price.
Well, I mean, like today, for instance, is like an exception to that. So there is going to be short-term macroeconomic volatility, but like the idea is that the supply of Luna coins diminishes as adoption for the stable coins increase. So it's quite simple. If Terra is the money, as the money gets more adopted and widely used, the moon becomes scarce, and it's quite simple. If supply goes down, unit price goes up over the long term. So it's a pretty dynamic.
As long as you guys keep creating new protocols, new applications, new uses for the UST, the price of Luna is going to continue to go up because you're just going to keep burning them and keep burning them and keep burning them.
Right.
Wow. Amazing. Now, today, staking Luna tokens. What is my return today if I hold Luna and I want to stake Luna, what am I getting today from delegating those?
Sure. So you get about 6-7% per annum in terms of transaction fees that are happening in the network. And on top of that, you get weekly airdrops in MIR tokens for the Mirror protocol over the course of the next year. And then you also get weekly airdrops in Anchor tokens, ANC, over the course of the next 2 years or so. So on composite, you're seeing about like anywhere between a 14 to 16% yield on an annualized basis on staking Luna. And that's going to grow as like MIR and ANC starts to become more widely integrated and find sources of liquidity, as well as like all of the different protocols that are launching on top of Mirror as of this time, because we sort of set the trend. Even the ones that are being built by third-party teams are planning, Luna airdrops of some sort. So you can think about Luna as sort of like a basket whereby you can tap into all the different opportunities of things that are being built on Terra at the moment.
So, I mean, would it be right for me to say that other than Bitcoin, today, Terra or Luna must be the most adopted crypto project in the world? I mean, it's a big statement, other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's put Ethereum and NFTs aside. Would you say that in terms of real world adoption, you guys are in the top 5?
Oh yeah, that for sure. Like in terms of third place, I think there are lots of interesting projects that are coming out at the moment. So for example, like I think NBA Top Shot is fairly interesting. So depending on what you're looking at for utility, but we're definitely in the top few in terms of real world usage.
But you're still in the top 15 or 20 in terms of market cap, which absolutely doesn't make sense. That's why on the show I've been calling this token since 50 cents, and I've been saying this is one of our gems since 50 cents. I think you've been on the show 3 times. I think this is your 3rd appearance or 2nd appearance on the show. I don't exactly remember. Yeah. All right. So what's next? So look, we've done Anchor protocol. It's been around for a few days. We need some new stuff. What happens next?
Yeah, a couple of things. So what's coming next for Anchor protocol and also for Mirror are super exciting things. So just to talk about Anchor first, we're we're making a big push for this to be adopted by existing DeFi players and new DeFi protocols that are coming out. So Anchor exports a really interesting primitive called AUST, which is a token that accrues 20% in value year over year, given that Anchor is a fixed income instrument. So this becomes a really interesting primitive to use across DeFi, because if you can lock this up as collateral on different things, you unlock a lot of different use cases that DeFi enables. So for example, imagine like a pull together whereby you lock up ANC tokens, AUST tokens, and then like from the 20% yield that is generated from the protocol, you pay for lottery for lottery or like different types of games that you can play on top of this. Second thing is we're also making a push for fintech players to integrate with Anchor. So we're launching an SDK, full galore with fiat on ramps and off ramps in 6 different currencies over ACH, wire, and debit. And the idea is that we package this into a really friendly SDK, sort of a Stripe for savings, if you will. And our tagline is, add savings to your app in 7 lines of code or less. So the idea is that applications like Chai, different applications are going to integrate with this SDK to enable savings yield to 20% per annum for unused user balances.
Wow. My friend, every time I see you, I'm wowed. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but the first time I came to Korea in 2017, when you were in the hashed protocol, in the hashed accelerator, I was wowed, and I'm wowed again 4 years later.
Yeah, it's I've aged a bit in the last 4.
No, you're looking good, my friend. Do, thank you so much, my man. I know it's pretty late in Korea. Love you guys. Love what you guys are doing. Keep us updated of any new developments. In the meantime, yeah, we're loyal holders, man. We're loyal holders. We're loyal stakers. We love it. We've been calling it as one of our biggest gems.
Yeah, thank you so much. One last word to the crowd. Never bet against the moon. Okay. Ciao.
Never bet against the moon. No, don't bet and don't sell. Guys, you can't sell network effects. Listen to the guy. The guy says to you, he's in the top 3 most adopted apps, and there's still a lot of stuff coming, and the token is still trading. And Litecoin has a higher market cap. Hold on. Let's call up this chart. Let's look at this chart once and for all. Let's put this thing to rest. So he says that in terms of adoption, Luna sits somewhere over here. Okay, let's say number 5, number 6. In terms of where it is, Terra is sitting at number 15. Bitcoin Cash is above Terra. No. Theta, no. This Litecoin cannot be, XRP cannot be above Luna. It does not make sense. I said to you guys, I think that this thing's got to get a market cap of $15 billion, $20 billion, which means there's a 2.5x from here if this bull market continues. I'm sticking to my prediction on this price. Remember, I've called this since 50 cents. So best you listen. Alrighty, and then before we go, did you guys remember Bitclout, which Kyle called? And everybody said, oh, be careful, this could be an absolute scam, etc., etc. Well, it's not a scam. Bitclout is real. In fact, I'm going to try and call it up for you guys. Bitclout revealed their investors. And bottom line is, their investors are pretty much the whole of the biggest names in Silicon Valley. So people like Sequoia and Andreessen. Fred, who else is invested in this protocol? Let me show you this thing. Crypto Man ran. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It looks like Twitter, but it's all NFTs. I am waiting to claim my profile, but you can see that pretty much what it is. It's an NFT-enabled Twitter, which works on their own currency. So definitely one to be watching. I think this token is going to do amazing things. The price of a token now is $136. I think if you get it now, if this thing takes off, and I think it will take off because it's super addictive, then you're going to do amazing stuff. All right, let's finish the show now. Fred, before the 1 hour, can you believe it? We actually managed to finish it before 1 hour. Love you guys to bits. If you haven't liked, subscribed, then you're not going to be entered into the Banter bag. So just keep subscribing. Subscribe, hit the bell button, like, comment, do all those amazing things. Remember, tomorrow we will bring the Unmarshall team. Competitor to the graph, amazing. We may also bring Sheldon back. I like him. Let me know what you guys think. We should bring him back tomorrow, give us some more calls. Love the way he thought about charts. So I'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place, 10 a.m. EST, bringing you crypto love and crypto wisdom. Until then, if you're in the markets, trade well, my friends. It's bargain hunting time out there. And remember, give us some more love, give us some more comments, and stand a chance to win your share of the Banter bags. I wish I could just say it's going to be $2 million, but I'm not allowed to say that. So I think it's going to be $2 million. I'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Sending you much crypto love, my friends. I'm out of here.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research.